After rolling out a massive ball of clay, I'm elongating it into a tube that will eventually be the desirable length of my slab. So to do this, I'm going to let gravity do my work for me. And as I drop it on the table, I'll be rotating it, but try to get the edge to hit the table. And gravity is again now my best friend. So by dropping this tube onto the table, this time only on two sides, it will flatten the clay so it can fit between the rollers. Personally, I like canvas texture, so I won't be smoothing it out. But I did check for air bubbles, which I poked with my needle tool. This morning I took a stroll through my garden, and I picked out a few choice flowers, leaves, and berries. By placing them on my slab and rolling it through a second time, it causes the plants to imprint onto the surface of my slab. There are plenty of things around your house that you can use to roll into your slab. For instance, string, feathers, wire mesh, whatever is handy really. Textured slabs work best with transparent glazes and stains. Next, I use a needle tool to carefully remove my leaves and flowers. Don't worry if you can't remove all of the organic material. It should burn out in the kiln. I really didn't like these berries, so I'm going to dig them out. Then I'm going to score it and add little balls of clay to fill in those areas. I'm filling in where some of the stems crossed over the edge of my slab. And also slicing my slab into a very large rectangle. I think I'll keep the right side a little more organic and overlap it. Sometimes my leftover slab pieces, I carve designs onto the sides and turn them into stamps. Once they are fired, or at least bisque fired, they can be used. Apparently my phone decided to destroy a video. However, in it I made another slab, and I used this lovely Tupperware bowl as a stencil. Then I draped one of my cut circles over the bottom of the bowl and lightly patted it down on the sides. After it sat for a few hours, I removed it off the bowl and it had this fantastic concave shape. With my leftover slab, I immediately wet it down, re-wedge it, and wrap it in plastic for later use. This conserves clay. Now that everything is set for a few hours, the clay is ready for me to begin building the vase. I curled the slab and began scoring and slipping the edges I wanted to join together. Once I get the slab situated where I want it, I press it in hard and give it a little wiggle. Since there is going to be some overlap, I need to make sure to score and slip the sides of the slab. And then firmly press them together. Next, I score, slip, and add coil to the inside seams. I need to make sure to smooth out the coils to properly join the two pieces. I'm also adding coil to the outside edges as I overlap the slab. Since I use stems in my slab, it thinned out my walls, so I'm scoring and reinforcing it with coil. Now I'm joining the concave slab to the top of my base. To do this, I score and slip and press hard. I think it'd be nice to add another row of pattern at the top, and if I add a fresh coil, that would help with that. Every time you add coil, you need to make sure it's properly blended in. Since this flower brick is shaped like a cylinder, one quick way to measure the lid cut is by holding a needle tool up with a ruler. You can do this while spinning the vase on a turntable. Then use a knife and cut it off. While cutting my slab earlier, I also made some thin slab slices. Since my vase has a lid, I want to add this to the inside of my rim. It is really important to score and slip both pieces, and since the clay is hardened, I make sure to firmly press it in. And as always, make sure that you smooth the pieces together so that they adhere correctly. This way they won't break apart in the firing. Anytime I add a new piece to my sculpture or a vase, I like to add a little bit of coil. This ensures that these two pieces do connect properly and don't come apart in the firing process. And now I'm cleaning up my lid, but I am also going to bevel this edge so that my lid can fit properly on top. And always, always, always smooth out all edges. The last thing you want on a piece of ceramic pottery is to have a very sharp edge. Since my phone ate my video footage showing how to make holes in the lid, I will refer you to Professor Jim's demonstration.
Well, I made a bunch of holes in here and I didn't show you guys how to do it because I had cut the top off when I was filming last. So I'll show you again how I made those holes. I used some kind of template, either this or like a bottle cap or something else. I put it on there, used my needle tool, wherever my needle tool went to, and kind of mark this guy. And then I will use a sharp knife or like an X-Acto knife to kind of cut that out, just like that. Another thing you can do is like these Forstner bits. I had some of these that I found. They used to be really good, but they're not anymore. And then you just kind of cut that like that. So I'll make one right here, so you guys can see. It just kind of makes a beautiful hole in this perfect leather hard clay. If your clay is too wet, these guys don't work, all the stuff sticks, and if they're too dry, then it just crumbles and crumbles and it doesn't work very well either. So it has to be just the right consistency, which is leather hard. All right? Now you can also use just a normal drill bit. And that's what I did with these 4 holes here that are kind of all wonky. So I'm going to put 2 more in here so that my flower brick will be able to put lots and lots of flowers in it. Okay? And those just twist really nicely. Now, what I will do is I'm going to let this sit for a while and just dry up some, and then I'm going to come back and just smooth all the edges off and make it so that it's nice and clean. Okay?
Thanks, Jim. That was amazing. And this concludes my demonstration on the flower brick vase. Happy slab making, everyone!